quite a few platforms with Jeremy in the past because of Stop the War demonstrations. And I've often thought on a sort of wet November afternoon watching Jeremy speaking, don't you have a social life? What about the Coke and the orange bras and so on? But what I really thought actually is, what a great guy to not only be there. Very few MPs ever turn up at these things because they're all a little bit worried about what the papers might say. And very few of them even think about these issues, I think. Politics has become very small-minded. My daughter, who works in studies in Birmingham, went to Jeremy's talk last night, and she wrote to me today. She said, I haven't been in a crowd of such impassioned people for a long time. He inspires real hope, such a straight-talking, moral voice. We're all behind him here. What I realized when I read that, of course, she's 25, and she comes from, therefore, 2.5 decades of listening to politicians speaking total bollocks. So for the first time in her life, she's heard a politician who wasn't frightened, actually, because that's what it's about. This whole fear of the media, particularly the Murdoch press and the Daily Mail, makes people choose their words so carefully that in the end they end up saying nothing. So even if nothing else happens, if the whole campaign fell apart tonight for some strange reason, we could at least say somebody stood up to them and proved that you could get support by saying things that aren't on the agenda. And this agenda issue is really the thing that bothers me most, because the issue of electability has been such a big issue. All the realists in the Labour Party are saying he hasn't got a chance in hell of being elected, so therefore Labour will be out of power for 10 years at least. I don't think electability really is the most important thing. I think what's important is that somebody changes the conversation, so moves us off this small-minded agenda. I think people, I just saw the lines around the block here. I haven't seen that many people since I last passed Madame Tussauds. This shows that people are really, really interested. I haven't seen anything like it for a long, long time. And they're interested because they sense that somebody is actually going to start talking about something that matters. They're not going to be trapped in that thing of having to talk about terrorism and immigration, the two subjects. The two subjects actually that the right loves because they're strong on those. They know how to press the popular emotional buttons on those subjects. But what Jeremy might talk about, he'll broaden that, I hope. I'm sure he will. He'll talk not about just those things, but about the global context in which they happen. Neoliberalism, colonialism, corporate power. All of those things that create a context within which terrorism, immigration, people having to escape from bad situations in countries that we've fucked up. So I'm hoping that from this time forward, that conversation will start to broaden, that people won't be able to just restrict it to those few headline articles. But actually the thing I'm really hoping for, more than anything else, is the first transatlantic summit between Jeremy Corbyn and Donald Trump. And the other thing actually that I'm looking forward to is when the Daily Telegraph has to admit that they helped elect Jeremy Corbyn. Thank you.